from the station that's on your side. You're watching News 19 at 7.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Loren Thomas. We begin this evening in Orangeburg, where troopers say one person has died following an early morning collision. It happened around 4 on Homestead Road. Troopers say the driver ran off the right side of the road, hit trees, and rolled over. Troopers say both of the people inside of the car were not wearing their seatbelts and were ejected. Investigators are unsure of who was driving. Now, we now know the name of one person who was killed in a wreck early this morning in Richland County. The coroner has identified the victim as 63-year-old Frederick Schroeder of Greenville. Troopers say Schroeder ran off the side of the road and hit a tree just before 3 o'clock this morning on Jacobs Mill Pond Road. Investigators say he was not wearing a seatbelt. The accident remains under investigation. And Richland County Coroner Gary Watts has also identified the victim killed in a crash earlier this week. Watts says 26-year-old Jeffrey Brazel Jr. died when his motorcycle hit a car. Troopers say the wreck happened Friday afternoon around 3 on Clemson Road near Winslow Way. Investigators say he was not wearing wearing a helmet and died from blunt force injuries to the head and body. The crash also remains under investigation by the Highway Patrol. Well, footballs of gold. That's what Super Bowl legends are presenting to high schools around the nation. As the Super Bowl celebrates its 50th year, each player that ever played in a championship game is getting a chance to come back to the places that they call home. News 19's Megan Rivers takes us to one of the schools honored right here in the Midlands.
If those guys can make it out of Orangeburg and do great things, I can do the same thing also.
Dwayne Harper started in Super Bowl 29 for the San Diego Chargers. But Harper put on his pads and helmet here in the Midlands at Orangeburg Wilkinson High School many moons ago.
It's always a great feeling to come home. This is where it started for me, and I guess to be able to play in the Super Bowl, and then the Super Bowl, it's the 50th year anniversary of the Super Bowl. To be able to present a ball to your high school, it's a great feeling.
The NFL Super Bowl High School Honor Roll campaign is traveling with players to high schools around the country to present golden footballs to their alma maters.
We appreciate Orangeburg Wilkinson being able to give us this time during this halftime to present these balls to them.
Max Runager played 11 seasons in the NFL and punted for Super Bowls 19 and 23, but his champion career began long before then.
When I came in as a sophomore, it was my first year. It was OW's first year. I was a sophomore when OW first came into existence, and we won a state championship.
Both Harper and Runager credit the mighty Bruins to molding and shaping their careers. And current principal Dr. Stephen Peters says this not only celebrates a legacy, but gives students something to look forward to.
So many great athletes and students have walked the halls of this school. It's part of the legacy of Orangeburg Wilkinson High School.
And he said this night is a night that all will remember.
This is the night where tradition meets progress.
During the halftime of the Bruins game, Harper and Runager presented the golden footballs to the team and the school. Runager wanted to make sure that he left one message with all students.
Don't put can't in your vocabulary. I can do anything that I want to do, and just strive for the best that you can be and keep working toward that goal.
Megan Rivers, News 19, WLTX.
Well, don't miss Super Bowl 50, which will be right here on WLTX in February. Well, students around the Sumter area and families are hoping to raise a little bit of money for teachers in their pockets. The Summer Education Foundation hosted the Fall for Learning Festival. The event brought vendors, entertainment, and food to the USC Sumter Nettles building this afternoon to help raise money for the Sumter School District. Nearly 17,000 students are in the district, and the chairman of the event says it's all to help benefit the students and teachers.
And it's just a wonderful way to bring the community together, to show them how important public education is, and to be able to fund these many grants for teachers in the public schools who like to do fun and innovative ways to help their children learn.
This is the first year for the event. The Sumter Education Foundation hopes to continue it again next year. Taking a look at your headlines around the nation, 3 people are dead after a car crashed into a crowd of spectators during the Oklahoma State homecoming parade. It happened around 10:30 this morning. Police say the driver, 25-year-old Dacia Chambers, has been arrested and charged with driving under the influence. Oklahoma State officials held a press conference on the incident earlier today.
Well, OSU, of course, is just devastated by this incredible tragedy. The Oklahoma State homecoming parade is probably one of the most wholesome, happy events in the country. And to have it fouled like this and these victims, this terrible tragedy.
The crash also left 8 people injured and more than 24 others with lesser injuries.